A rhetorical analysis essay attempts to explain the rhetorical choices a writer makes. It's one of the 3 free response questions on the AP Lang exam. And you're given a passage that's usually persuasive and asked to analyze the writer's rhetorical choices. The recommended time for writing this essay is 40 minutes. What makes this essay easy relative to the others is that it doesn't require much creativity. Unlike the other 2 essays, which are argument-based and you have to come up with arguments off the top of your head, the rhetorical analysis essay gives you all the information you need right there in front of you. You just have to interpret it. Also, your U.S. history knowledge should help you better understand the rhetorical situation. So by the time you get around to taking your AP exams, you should have this broader understanding of U.S. history, and that should help you better dive into the situation of whatever text you're given on the AP Lang Q2. And finally, the way you organize your Q2 is really going to be the same every time. So once we find an established pattern of organizing the essay, you can just do that every single time. On the other hand, what makes this essay difficult when compared to the other 2? Well, you've got a passage to read and you're on a strict timer. So reading the passage properly, as in multiple times, that takes precious time out of your 40 minutes. You also have to be able to see the subtleties and nuance within a text in order to score well, which means you have to have really high critical reading and writing skills as well. Lastly, this is the kind of essay that you absolutely cannot fake. If you don't know what rhetoric is, if you don't understand how to analyze rhetorical choices, there's no way you can just kind of fake your way through it. We covered my method for rhetorical analysis in a previous lesson. Step 1, read the text for comprehension. Step 2, analyze the rhetorical situation. Step 3, read the text for rhetorical techniques. Step 4, analyze intended effects and rhetorical constraints. And Step 5, connect to supporting purposes. These 5 steps comprise the brainstorming and planning phases of the essay. When it comes time to compose the essay itself, you'll need to write an introduction that discusses the rhetorical situation of the text, a thesis statement at the end of the introduction that establishes the rhetorical choices you will examine in the body of your essay, a body made up of 3 or 4 paragraphs which examine different rhetorical choices in the text, and a conclusion which reiterates your thesis, recaps your analysis, and concludes with a final commentary on the effectiveness of the rhetoric. Your first rhetorical analysis essay of this year will be an analysis of Ronald Reagan's address on the explosion of the Challenger, a text that you've already become a little bit familiar with.